All right, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Elite Zone Live. I am super stoked. We've got a great, valuable episode today. We're going to be talking about visibility and how to become more visible than some of the big guys, right? Like Zillow, Realtor.com, et cetera, et cetera. And then we are also going to talk about the fact that visibility isn't the finish line, right? So we're focused on visibility. We're going to be talking about how to outrank, and then we're going to talk about the visibility loop, right? So how to take your visibility and create closings out of it. So what's going on? So good to be here this morning and really, really excited to get into this with you. So, yeah, I mean, let's just jump in, right? We're talking about how you can turn every click, comment, and conversation into closings, right? So that's the visibility loop. You've got your top funnel, which is where you are seen, right? That's where you're capturing the attention of buyers and sellers. Then you go through the nurturing process, and then you build a relationship. And after you establish trust, etc., you nurture. Then you can turn that into closings. But I know that agents out there, you guys, I know that you're spending a lot of time and money on posting and boosting and building. And that doesn't always turn into real business, right? And that can be frustrating. We totally understand that. So we're going to run over a system for capturing, nurturing, and converting attention while showing some of the automations and some of the things that Agent Elite provides: CRM tracking, and local presence tools, things like that can actually make it much easier to get the desired result. All right. So first, focusing on the top funnel, the visibility point, we get asked a lot, hey, agents will say, I know, I should do SEO. I should, become more visible, rank higher, but I can't outrank Zillow. I can't outrank Realtor.com. I can't outrank an agent that's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of budget per month for ads and SEO, et cetera, et cetera. And I get it, right? I get that. And that's a valid point. Okay. But here's the thing. For example, let's talk about Zillow. Zillow dominates national keywords, okay? Not necessarily hyper local ones, okay? So as a real estate agent, you're focused on a specific neighborhood, a specific area, a specific zip code, within a city. And, you can expand to different markets, but usually you're starting, you have your home base, right? So you can outrank them by optimizing for a specific neighborhood or subdivision, or zip code level searches. So that's how you do it. So here's an example. Instead of homes for sale, Chicago, right? Go for homes for sale in Lincoln Park, or homes for sale, instead of homes for sale in San Diego, homes for sale in Bay Park, San Diego, right? So you're focusing in on the neighborhood. And that works because Google favors local relevance and authentic business signals, right? So what I mean by that is you're going to rank higher if you have high quality keywords, good reviews, and you're out in the community and you are using hyper local keywords. You're going to rank better than excuse me, the cat just knocked something over. Anyways, if you didn't hear that, you're going to rank better if you focus on the hyper local keywords, because as I said, your reviews, your name, address, all of that stuff, the consistency that you have across all of your business listings and your local content will all play into helping when you're using hyper local keywords. So think hyper local, okay? And you can always DM us or just give us a ring, schedule a demo. We can, walk you through how keywords work and, the types of things that we can do to help you rank locally. Now, second thing you can do to help you outrank some of the big guys is to turn your Google business profile into a mini website. All right. Now that means adding weekly photos, posting your listings, adding your updates. This feeds Google fresh content. Okay. Then you can upload your sold listings, your team photos, and your videos, and then encourage reviews after every closing, right? We always want to be encouraging reviews because that boosts your ranking and your trust signals. And nowadays, the amount of competition is going up, right? Because anybody can become a real estate agent and then start posting online, start creating organic content. But not everybody has, the reviews to back it up, right? So even somebody with a higher budget, maybe they're launching ads, but if they don't have any good reviews, then they're not building that trust. And so if you are building your reviews, that is going to help significantly with your rank. So, we've got tons of strategies on how you can do that, when to ask for the review. And I'm sure, that in a later episode, we're going to go over that, but just remember to just contact us if you want to get more info on how and when to ask for reviews. All right. Now, look, here's the deal. If you're doing this kind of stuff, Zillow can't compete with that kind of personal authenticity, right? They're a massive brand. They might have the budget, but you are the neighborhood expert. You are the local expert. Okay. Now, another point to make here is you can win the algorithm with content that the big guys don't create or can't create. Okay. So Zillow doesn't make personal on the ground content. You can. Zillow doesn't go into every neighborhood and go connect with the local business owners and introduce themselves and ask them to highlight, hey, can I do a quick interview with you for 5 minutes on your business and how long you've been here? Hi, I'm Max. I'm a real estate agent in the neighborhood. I'm just meeting business owners. Zillow doesn't have that. They don't do stuff like that, right? But you can. You can. So you do that. You post weekly 30 to 60-second reels, answering buyer seller questions, talking about unique things in the neighborhood, talking about the style of homes, catering to the lifestyle of the people that live there or that want to live there, right? And then you're showcasing real homes, real clients, real neighborhoods. It's not, a big box real estate company that is, doing an aerial video of a city saying, homes for sale in Chicago. This is you on the ground in the smaller subdivision or community or neighborhood, showing that you are the local expert. You're showing the people that, and you're showing Google that, right? This builds relational visibility. It's not just search visibility. Okay. So relational visibility, search visibility, right? Trust signals. You guys got to get trust. And then look, you take those clips, right? And you don't just post them, to your Google My Business, or you don't just post them to your website. You repurpose them. You post them on Instagram. You post them on Facebook, YouTube Shorts. You want to get that omni-channel approach that's going to get your content and your business seen where it needs to be seen, how different people prefer to see it, right? So that's really, really important. You want the omni-channel approach. Now, another good point to make here, guys, moving right along, is retargeting, right? You want to retarget everyone who's engaged with you. The portals win because they retarget visitors relentlessly. That's what these guys do. Zillow, realtor.com, Open Door, like they're retargeting everybody who visits. You can do this too, and you can do it for a fraction of the cost, right? Because you're not worried about millions of people visiting your site. You're focused on a specific area, so you can retarget the right people. So how do you do this? Well, you install your Meta and your Google Pixels, right? You can build warm audiences, and you serve consistent local content and testimonials, and you continue to do this. So the more you know about who's visiting your website, and by the way, Agent Elite, we've got automation tools that trigger these personalized follow-ups when leads visit your website or your listing pages. It tells you who is looking at a listing, so you can get that speed to lead and get at them really, really quickly. But the more you know about who is on your website, the better you can speak to them, right? So you can retarget because you're only focusing on a small number of people, not millions and millions throughout the country or a whole entire city, right? So really important is to look into retargeting. And then, you build your visibility loop. So it's not just one platform, it's a connected ecosystem. There's an episode that we shot a few weeks back where we were talking about the complete real estate agent's digital ecosystem. But your website, optimizing for SEO, Google Business, social content with personality, automated nurtures, text, emails, retargeting, all of these things work together, right? So that's why it's important to build a system and take into consideration every part of the system. Okay. All right. Now, so here's the reality check. Visibility, super, super important. You cannot succeed without it, right? If you want to scale, but it's not the finish line, right? So you can get a lot of people onto your website, but it's only one step of the sales cycle, right? You can get a whole bunch of views on social media, on your videos, on your posts, but it's only one step. So if people see you, but they don't engage with you, then there's not a lot of value in that. You want to make sure that you have a nurturing system in place. The average lead to client conversion, we talked about this last time as well, it's still between 0.4% and 1.2%. And that's because a lot of agents don't have a solid follow-through system, okay? So when we talk about the visibility loop, we're talking about 4 phases, all right? The first phase, you need to get seen, okay? So that's organic posts, social media, that's SEO, that's Google Business, and that's video content, right? Get your content out there, make noise. You're the neighborhood expert. Speak to the people that want to live in this area. Who are they? Where are they? What social platforms are they on? What kind of lifestyle do they want? What are their interests, pain points, dreams, goals, hopes, fears, all that? And then you capture their attention, right? So you get their attention, but now you have to capture it. How do you do that? Well, you can use lead magnets. You can use, valuable content. You can use neighborhood highlights that show that you know your stuff. So they're captivated enough to reach out to you to say, hey, okay, yeah, I really like this neighborhood. I like your videos, X, Y, and Z. But a good way to do this is, you create some lead magnets. You create neighborhood pages and guides that specifically speak to the people that want to buy or sell in a specific area, right? So that's what you do. And then once you have them engage with you, if they download your lead magnet, or if they reach out to you and you have their contact info, or if you have Agent Elite, our system, if they're on your website and they're looking in a neighborhood or they're looking at a listing and you get that notification to your Agent Elite Max mobile app that says, John Smith is looking at 123 XYZ Street right now. Boom, you can talk to him right then. And then you need to stay top of mind. You email that person, you text that person, you continue to deliver value, and you automate that, right? Because that takes a lot of the manual work out of you consistently having to text or email manually, right? So you get to save time when you automate this and build a system. And look, we talk about this a lot, but it might not be right away. These guys might be interested, thinking about selling or thinking about buying. Maybe they're 6 months out. Maybe they're 3 years out. You just don't know, right? So your job is not to think of it as, I got to get this person to close as quickly as possible. Your job is, how can I continue to add value and build a real relationship with this person? So when they are ready, I am the first person they think of. And I've already added so much value, and I'm going to provide a rock star experience because I'm a great agent, so that now this person is going to want to refer me out to their friends. Okay. So that's what you do. Stay top of mind. So that's number 3. Okay. And then you convert consistently, right? You follow up, you track behavior, you build your local credibility. The more you do that, the more you will convert. All right. So the visibility loop, guys, 4 phases, just to recap it: get seen, capture attention, stay top of mind, and then you convert consistently and you systemize and automate it. So it's not about working harder. It's about connecting all 4 phases of these loops. Okay. All right. Now, where do most agents struggle? Okay. So I think that a big thing that happens is a lot of agents are out there posting, but there isn't a clear follow-up path, right? So you're sending your leads to a form, a generic form, right? Instead of intelligent landing pages. And you're forgetting that AI and Google are reading everything. They're not just looking, at your best content or, your highest ranking online listing. They're looking at everything. So an incomplete profile is going to kill trust with the algorithms. Now, if your info also isn't consistent across the web, you're going to be invisible to AI. All right. And that's huge right now. You want ChatGPT to suggest you as the premier real estate agent in a specific area when somebody asks it. And people are asking ChatGPT. This is the future for all you real estate agents. Okay. So you have to make sure that all of your online business listings are accurate and that you are everywhere, because now AI can scan billions of URLs instantly. And it knows who is putting the work in here. And this is where our local presence tech comes in, right? It's your foundation for trust, because our local presence service is going to register you for like more than 200 online business profiles, and it's going to make sure that they stay accurate, updated. So when AI scans, your 70th most ranking online business profile, hey, it knows this is complete. This person is, everything is consistent. It looks good. Boom. Then you get that boost. All right. Now, how do you build your own visibility loop? Well, the first thing is, you can't hit a target if the target doesn't exist, right? You have to know where you are in order to get where you want to go. So audit your visibility. This starts, go into Google your name and city. What do you see there? Check your listings, your profiles, your reviews, your social consistency. How many reviews do you have? How often are you posting? What are you posting? Are you, putting consistent, valuable, hyper local focused blog content on your website? Things like that, right? Then you want to create your pillars, your pillar content. Create, one video, long form. Okay. This can be on a topic, a service, something of value for buyers or sellers, neighborhood. And then you take that long video and you put it into clips. There's plenty of tools where you can cut up video and, you can leverage AI to tell it what clips you want it to cut. And then you can take the transcript from your long form video and you can drop that into ChatGPT and ask it to create a valuable long form blog post for you. You can repurpose that transcript into emails. You can post continually and then loop back to next week, right? So you're taking one long form piece of content and you are blasting that out everywhere in different formats. So you're repurposing it. So now out of your one video, you're leveraging AI and you now have, several short videos, one long form video, a blog for your website, emails to go out to people, and plenty of posts for Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, etc. Okay. And then also, Agent Elite, we do have a concierge service that does handle this type of thing for you. So, as people who have been talking to real estate agents for years and years and years, we get it. You guys are busy. There's a lot going on. You need to focus on the things that you do best, helping buyers and sellers get to where they need to be, right? Marketing your business is like a whole nother business on its own from running your business. So we do offer concierge services that can help you do this, and you don't have to do a thing. So it saves you a lot of time. All right. Now, So that's step two, right? So step one, audit your visibility. Step two, create weekly pillar content. Step three is to automate the engagement. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, use your CRM and automate, trigger. So example, when a lead visits your site 2 times, let's say they're on, checking out a listing twice, you send a text, and tag them hot prospect. This person is really interested. So you want to reach out to them if they've looked twice and, score that lead, right? Let's see. What else do you need to do? Well, okay, tracking, right? That's another thing, because if you've got people visiting your website and you're not tracking who, how many, how interested, getting all of this information, it's going to be tough to effectively follow up with them, right? So you're going to want to review your analytics monthly. Who's engaging? Who's converting? Who's interested in lead magnets? Who are my potential buyers? Who are my potential sellers? What type of what content of mine are people consuming, so I know to do more of that, right? And then you want to track and tweak. So that's step 4, track and tweak. And then, behavioral tracking really is like your conversion cheat code, right? Because if you know how somebody behaves, you can see into the future, right? I know if this person is specifically looking in a specific neighborhood and they're looking at listings that have specific features, probably in the next 6 months, I'm really going to want to be building creative conversations and a relationship with this person, because I'm thinking that they're seriously interested and I know who they are, where they are, what they're interested in, what type of property and what neighborhood, right? So that's really, really good stuff, really, really valuable. All right, next, let's talk a little bit about the systems, okay? The systems buy back your time. You can't out hustle inconsistency, right? So, the systems that are in place, the local presence that keeps online info synced for AI and map visibility, things like, finding an outsourced team, Concierge, like we offer at Agent Elite, that handles posts, blogs, SEO, handles this stuff for you so you don't have to do it. Your automation suite, make sure your CRM is able to respond instantly to leads 24/7 on their time, right? Not on your time, because you always have to keep your eyes and the viewpoint of the consumer. Okay, that's what's most important, is what is the consumer wanting. So that's what you have to think of. These are the systems that are going to make you look omnipresent even when you're offline, right? Like you have this, like you're a superhero. I'm everywhere at once. There is nobody that's going to visit my site that I'm not going to offer quick, excellent service to and add tons of value and build a personal relationship with this person. And that goes a long way. Okay. All right, guys. So the takeaway from this episode here is, a big part is that visibility only really matters if it loops back to action, right? But visibility is so incredibly important because there is no action to be done if you're not getting people into the top of your funnel. If you're not getting your brand out there, your business out there, showing them that you are the exclusive choice in your neighborhood, the neighborhood expert for all things real estate. Okay. You don't need more tools. Okay. You don't need to go spend hundreds of dollars on new subscriptions to every single tool out there. You need connected tools. You need a few good ones that integrate with each other, that work well in your system, right? And if you are everywhere online, but you're not in your client's inbox, then it's time to complete the loop, guys. Okay. So that's the biggest thing, right? Visibility doesn't equal profitability, but you need the visibility in order to get any sort of profit at all. So I know that since I was solo today, this was a little bit of a shorter episode, but I tried to make it as value packed as possible for you guys. As always at Agent Elite, we really appreciate all of our real estate clients. We appreciate the agents that are out there boots on the ground. They got their systems and tools in place. They're rocking and rolling. They're building their business. They're building their brands. And we're really, really excited for all of you that are hustling, for all of our clients, and we're really grateful. I want you guys to have a happy Halloween. And again, hope you got a lot out of this episode. If you know an agent friend of yours or somebody that would benefit from hearing this kind of content, let them know about us. Elite Zone Live every Friday, 9:00. We go live. We talk about real estate. We talk about marketing, visibility. We pretty much give away exactly the system that will allow you to build your business, and we give it away for free. Okay. So hope to see you guys next week. Go eat some candy, have fun. And I will see you next time on Elite Zone Live.